What's going on, guys? Blazing here, and today we got another raid Shadow Legends video. So in one of my last videos, I talked about how I get about 12 legendary books almost every month on average, right? And I got a couple of people asking me, well, how do you get so many? Where do you find them? I don't get that many. I'm getting five or six or four or three. So I'm going to break it down to you guys. I'm going to show you guys where I get all of my legendary books on a consistent basis every month. It's usually about 12. Sometimes I can get to 15, depending on a little bit of RNG. But I'm going to break it down to you. I'm going to show you what I do consistently to get those books. And before you start, no, it is not via my credit card. I do not purchase books in the shop. I think that's a waste. I don't ever support that. So I'm going to break it down. We're going to go through. I'm going to show you exactly where I get them. Let's get into it. So the first and foremost thing is Clan Boss, right? Now, we get between Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, if you're hitting the Clan Boss every day, getting the top chest, you can get an average between 8 to 12 legendary books a month, right? Now, that's not saying that I'm getting 12 legendary books a month. Sometimes I do get the 8, sometimes I get 7, sometimes I get 12. It really depends on RNG. We all know that. But on average, you're supposed to get between 8 to 12 books a month. So we're going to take this as a lower tier, and we're going to go with the 8, right? But I do constantly hit Clan Boss every day. I actually hit Nightmare, Brutal, Ultra Nightmare. I even hit Hard because the teams that I have, I can one key every affinity, every Clan Boss, right? So that's why a lot of people say Clan Boss should always be your first thing that you get to, trying to get to that top chest. So we have 8 books just from Clan Boss that we can get every month. Now, the next one is going to depend on how active your clan is, right? And what kind of clan you're in. And that's going to be in the clan shop. Now, if you have level 9 of the clan shop unlocked, you can see here that we do get the chance to have a legendary book pop up. Now, I know you're going to say, well, it's all RNG. You know, we don't really get it. There was weeks where we didn't get the energy for like 3 weeks in a row. You're right. But it usually should rotate about once a month. Sometimes it may go 5 weeks, but then you may get 2 weeks in a row that you get it. It is, I believe, about 3,000 of the coins, which means it is important that you do your Hydra. It is important that you do your clan quests. It is important that you participate in some other areas of the game to get those coins. So, and saving them. Now, some players might say, well, I value the energy more than I value the book. So for progression wise, I might get the energy over the book. And that is your choice. But for myself, this is a pretty consistent source of where I get my books. Next one is going to be a little bit more of a end game, right? Mid game to end game, I should say, is Doom Tower. Now, this rotation is going to be horrible. There's a lot of people that aren't going to be able to beat Bommel, so you may not be able to acquire the books. Plarium, if you're watching, nerf Bommel. He's not even the last boss in this rotation, and he's more difficult than the Dark Phase. So that says a lot. Now, when you get, I believe it's to level 90, right here, the secret floor, 80, sorry, you get 1 legendary book here. And then you can acquire another one on 110. So you get 2 legendary books from hard mode Doom Tower. I don't believe you get any, I don't know, actually, I don't think you do get any from normal. Normal just gives you a lot of the epic ones and void shards, which in comparison is fine. So hard mode Doom Tower is where I acquire 2 more books. So that brings us up to, what is it, 11 now, right? Then the next is actually something you should be doing every day, and that is doing your advanced quests, right? Doing your advanced quests, if you do them throughout the month, you do get to acquire 1 more book. Sometimes they're not all easy to do, especially if you get use that Hydra key, which I think is dumb because a lot of players who are in the early game don't even have a full team to be able to do the quest. So I feel like that one should just be an extra one on the side if you want to earn extra coins, but or extra rewards for it. But yeah, that's a whole different subject on the video. The next one is going to be fairly achievable for about 75% of the community, right? Unless you're really starting out, it may not be done as easy for you. But champion training events, usually these have a legendary book in almost every event without a failsafe. And they're between sometimes on the lower end of 10,000 points, sometimes on the higher end of closer to 15,000. Now, I'm not going to break it down how to make 13,000 points right now. I know Arabad's done a complete video on how he would do it as a free-to-play. So if you do want to watch that, I'd suggest going to his channel, and he's got a complete guide on how to do that. But this is fairly achievable to acquire using your daily points, right? Managing your resources properly, which is in another video that we're going to be coming up soon with for the new player community coming in, managing your resources. But you can acquire one of these books every month. There is at least 1 to 2 of these events every month that will allow you to acquire one of these books. So we've got, now we're up to 12, right? Now, I do want to actually mention, while we're here, I should have mentioned it, I don't like the extra RNG layer that Plarium's put on us with the chess, right? I feel like this is, it's so bad. It's so bad, and I don't want to acknowledge this because, well, I do want to acknowledge this, that it's a bad, but they need to go. We need to get rid of them. We don't want them in game, right? Let us be consistent with what we get so we know what we get, because now if you go into and this is going to be going off topic, but on this artifact event, the last reward is a chest. I don't want to go for this because I don't know if it's going to be silver. If I get 200k silver, okay, at least it's not 200k silver. It's, I mean, you put an epic book in here, Plarium, you have 5,500 points to get an epic book, right? You have 6,500 to get a 6-star Chaosaur. Now you tell me if I get a 5-star Chaosaur, come on. But anyways, I'm digressing. That's not what this video is about. It's about showing you where I consistently get my legendary books. So that's another one. Now, this next one isn't going to be for everybody. It's a little more difficult to do, but if you can at least once a month try to hit Gold Arena, right, for 3v3, which I know is easier said than done. I'm not making the mistake of saying everybody can do it. You can't. But if once a month you can sneak in and get yourself into gold for just that 1 week, get that book, get back out, right? Once a month, you are able to get into Gold Arena, get that book, and it is on a 1 month cooldown. Now, I feel like all of this should just be taken out of the tiers. You want to keep the cooldowns on them, fine. I wouldn't. I would just let us, I think 3v3 would be a little more enjoyable if we weren't locked behind these tiers. Like, if I could come in and I could farm 3v3 to get my books or get my Sacred Shard, I would probably do a lot more 3v3, and I feel like I'd probably be wasting a lot more gems. But that said, you can come in here, and again, it's not the easiest way to acquire, but it is one of the consistent ways that I get my legendary books every month. So at this point right now, we're what? We've gotten 8 from Clan Boss, 2 from Doom Tower, 1 from the Clan Shop, so that brings us up to 11, 1 from 3v3, that brings us up to 12, 1 from the Advanced Quest, that brings us up to 13, and then 1 from, if you can consistently get a champion training event done, that brings us up to 14. So that's 14 legendary books. This is pretty much what I use every month to maintain my legendary books. I don't use them all, right? You can see I've been stocking up. I haven't had to use them. I don't really book every champion, which is in another video that I'm going to be doing on who I think you should book and should not book. But I wanted to kind of break down a few things where I feel like we could probably be getting legendary books. So if Plarium, if you're watching, which you may, because in one of my last videos, I made a comment about letting us turn on the 2x for farming. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we now have super raids on a non-fusion event, and you're able to farm 2x, farm 2 dungeons with super raids for the dragon, which I think is cool. This just tells me that, you know, either A, you're listening and you're taking some feedback, or maybe you're just testing the waters to see if we're gonna, you know, spend more. But kudos to them for actually, you know, going and listening somewhat to the community. But if they're doing this, it makes me feel like they are paying attention. So I want to just throw out a couple of ideas of where I feel you can get legendary, or you should be able to get legendary books. Now, one of the biggest ones I feel is going to be, let me use my arena tokens. Let me use, I don't know, 1,000 tokens or 2,000 tokens. I'm even, as an endgame player, they're just sitting there. And I know that they said they're going to do chess. That's going to give us another layer of RNG. But I feel like if we were able to just use these once our max haul is complete, we should be able to use these to get some legendary books, right? So I feel like that would be good. Even at like 2,000, I think that's fair for us to use. You may not agree with that. If you don't, let me know down in the comments below. The next one is going to be kind of where I'm not going to be doing a lot of these anymore, is the secret rooms, right? I am on normal completely done with all the champions. On hard, I am, I think, like 40-50 fragments away from completing the next champion. So it's taken 2 years for us to complete this, and probably a little bit over actually. But we're at the point now where we're not going to be farming these anymore, because I don't want the materials from the forge. I don't need them unless they're going to be the Dark Fae, which is probably the only rotation I'll farm. But I feel a good reward for this would be, let us get some books out of these rooms, right? Now, I'm not saying give us 1 book per secret room, but let us complete these secret rooms. And if we complete these secret rooms at the end of the month, top reward here should be a legendary book, right? Or do like 5 books, do the first 5 secret rooms, we get a legendary book. Do the next 5 secret rooms, we get another legendary book. I feel like that would be a better reward than what they're currently going to give us. I actually feel like that's going to be a better reward than some of these champions that we've been getting out of there, but that's just me. So, now there are a lot of other ways when you're a new player to get books. I do have a separate video I'm planning to release on that, but this is how I acquire my 12 books on average a month. Again, some of this may be a little bit more if you are getting better luck with clan boss. Some of it may be less if RNG is bad with the clan shops. But consistently, I get about 12 legendary books a month. This is where I get them from. If this video helps you, give me a thumbs up. If it doesn't, let me know down in the comments why. Let me know if there's other ways that you are acquiring legendary books that I didn't notice here, or that I don't get from here consistently. Again, the keyword being consistently. You know, I want to just put out as much of this stuff so you guys know what to do and where to get everything from. That's it, guys. Much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.